Hello, my name is Ali and welcome to my channel. We are back with Caller X Malice, Shiraishi's route. Now I do want to apologize firsthand that I am congested to no end with allergies, so if I sound nasally, I am so sorry. Anyway, let's go. True. Japan's laws make weapons tough to acquire. Terrorist attacks are very uncommon here. Right. Japanese people have a reputation for being law-abiding, decent people, but those perceptions are currently being turned upside down. After all, the government even mandated that the citizenry arm themselves to stand against violent crime. I had honestly suspected Shiraishi of being Adonis's mole. But if he was a spy for them, he wouldn't be analyzing their actions that coldly. Thinking about it, those two letters were odd. Why not just leave both of them at the office? There was no logical benefit for Shiraishi to plant one on himself, inviting suspicion. Maybe instead, the real mole planted it on him to direct our suspicions at him. That seemed like the more reasonable theory. Then it's possible the mole is someone with a grudge against Shiraishi. Anyways, how long do you plan on standing out there like that? Huh? Caught red-handed. Only now did I notice that he was staring directly at me. I'm sorry. I did knock, but no one answered. Oh, you did? And then I'm sure it must have been drowned out by the director's shouting. What? Me? Nah. You were the one shouting. You were just going on and on about your theory. Don't you try to blame me for this. This is why you're such a... Great. They're starting to argue again. Maybe this is a good time to ask him. It seemed a little easier to do that now, especially since listening to what Shiraishi had said made me suspect him a little less. Now the question was, do I do some serious digging, or do I pretend I was just passing by? I doubt you just came here on a whim. What reason did you have to see us? The answer is that you're looking for info on the X-Day related incident today, but... What? When I spoke up a second ago, your attention went to Mukai, so your business is likely with her, not me. If you're here for info, talking with me is faster. That means you're trying to tell her something you can't tell me. Like, say, how you suspect I'm a mole? Your shoulder twitched. Did I hit the bullseye? All my momentum gone. I stood there like an idiot. Shiraishi's smile only grew wider. You know, you really are stupidly honest. Almost naive. You'd be such an easy mark to con. Oh, wait. Have you maybe been conned in the past before? Did I just rub salt in an old wound? Yeah. I did see this coming, but still. Shiraishi probably sees me as nothing more than a particularly fun toy to play with. I was just kicking myself for being dumb when Yukai interrupted us. Director, that is not how you treat a woman. Now look at what you've done. Your complete lack of tact has offended poor Miss Hoshino. What? Really? Miss Hoshino, as you can see, the director suffers from an astonishing lack of social skills. No one would blame you if you felt the urge to bash him over the head with a blunt object. I like you, Yukai. I do. But bash him over the head? For a second, I thought she was making a joke, but there wasn't a trace of humor in her eyes. Man, I don't think there's anyone in the world who wants to kill me as bad as you do, Yukai. Thank you, sir. Wait, that was a compliment? He was technically her superior. Could she really get away with saying that stuff? I looked between the two of them confusedly.
Ah, don't worry. We're usually like this.
Don't lump me in with you. It's disgusting.
Ow. Now that's cruel, Mukai. I was the one who scouted you in the first place, you know.
That is an entirely different matter.
What do you mean you scouted her? When I dropped by Shinjuku Station once, a colleague recommended her to me. She may not look it, but she's pretty smart. Heck, she'd be perfect if she wasn't such a shrew.
Director, the may not look it and shrew bits are entirely unnecessary.
Huh? Why? Are you trying to pretend you're nice? Don't bother. You're terrible at acting.
Are you picking a fight with me? Because I'll gladly take you up on it. This tome right here looks lovely for bludgeoning someone to death.
I had to look up that word. I didn't know what the heck that word was. Bludgeoning? Never heard of it. Mukai quickly lifted a huge hardbound book. Huh? She can't be serious. I looked over at Mukai. Once again, her eyes had no sign of frivolity. Frivolity? Whatever. Mukai? I think Shiraishi was trying to say you're skilled and he trusts your ability. Oh, trust has nothing to do with it. She was the only one who seemed remotely useful. Arg. I'm trying to help. Don't sabotage me. I tried to convey that to Shiraishi with a look, but it didn't seem to register.
Sorry. I let my temper get the better of me. I apologize for my inappropriate behavior, Miss Hoshino.
But apparently it was still good enough to get Mukai to calm down. I inwardly breathed a sigh of relief when she put the giant book back down. Ah, well, I guess it's kind of obvious, but Mukai hates my guts. I must say that you probably earned it.
Yes, Miss Hoshino, he most certainly has. At heart, I'm a mild-mannered person, you know.
Huh? Mild-mannered? You? That's one hell of a joke.
I don't need to take that from a failure of a human being like you, Director.
That face, oh my gosh. She looks creepy.
That seems a bit harsh. Just look at him. Look at the way he's dressed. He claims it's because he can't afford to care for a cat. But who'd wear that to work?
What's wrong with it? It's not hurting anyone. I can wear whatever I want.
See, he is utterly and completely indifferent to anyone else's thoughts and opinions. Add to that his complete tactlessness, and it's no surprise that everyone he meets hates him.
Really? Some people do smile at me, you know.
Those were just polite smiles that they put on because they didn't want to be as rude as you. Ugh. I still can't believe this man was key to the Prime Minister's attempted assassination case.
Attempted assassination. This terrorist incident occurred 2 years ago when the current Prime Minister, Yukihisa Mikuni, was attacked, but not hurt. With the help of Kakeyuki Shiraishi, all the Shidanas was disbanded. Okay. Hey, you work for me. That shouldn't be a surprise to you at all. Do you mean the attempted assassination of the Prime Minister 2 years ago? You were involved in that case, Shiraishi? Yeah, you could say that. I kind of played a big part in arresting the guy who did it.
What? Really? Wow, so you're actually a pretty amazing officer then.
I love honest opinions. Believe it or not, I do take my job seriously, you know.
Aggravatingly enough, yes, an enormous number of cases have been solved thanks to his accurate profiling.
An annoyed frown wrinkled Mukai's face as she said that. I guess for all her insults, she does at least respect Shiraishi's ability. Make that face for too long and it'll get stuck that way, Mukai. That'd be especially bad for someone already as far over the hill as you are.
Humph. You can keep that opinion to yourself. I cannot understand how I managed to be inferior to this man. It is an utter tragedy.
Come on, don't let it eat at you like that. It's just the difference in experience. Oh, and in talent, too. Can't forget that part.
Ugh. Miss Hoshino, did you hear that? This is what he does. All the time he deliberately undercuts any enthusiasm his people have.
He does kind of pour gas on the fire, yeah. True, it does seem a little much.
Doesn't it? I would treat him much differently if he was actually someone I could respect.
Oh, I gotta say, I can't see you changing much at all, for me or anyone else.
Ugh! Always has to pipe in for the last word. Enough of this. Go somewhere else, director.
Yeah. With Shiraishi gone, Yukai turned to me.
I think we will get along splendidly, Miss Hoshino. And I think you might fulfill the requirements to join the coalition.
Coalition?
Oh, there is a coalition. Only the chosen are allowed to join. Oh my. Look at the time. I'm sorry. I'm afraid today is a poor time for me. We'll talk again some other time. Or day, whatever. Good night, Miss Hoshino. Oh, good night.
As Mikai strode away, I had to wonder if I'd accomplished anything at all by coming here. Well, I guess figuring out what kind of relationship they have is kind of useful. Well, I'll be going too then. Good night, sir. I turned to leave, but for some reason Shiraishi got up and blocked me. Just because Mikai left doesn't mean you have to too. But, I don't want to interrupt your work. Oh, that? Don't worry, I'm finished for the day. What I'm interested in now is you. Seeing the glint in his eye, I couldn't stop myself from backing up a step. But as I stepped backwards, he stepped forward, leaning even closer to me. Ooh. I am extremely curious why everyone says that you, of all people, somehow understand Adonis. You don't look the sort at all. Okay. At a glance, you don't seem to have any kind of special talent or abilities. Were I in their shoes, I would have picked someone more useful. Mikai was right. It would be so much nicer if he thought about what he said first. Ah, you look miffed. Did I make you mad? No. Since I'm working with Yanagi's team now, I'll be stuck interacting with him a lot more. And in that case, I can't let myself get upset at every last little thing he says. I'm sorry. I have to go and meet with Yanagi for a meeting now. So, if you'll excuse me. Really? Why don't I go with you then? You don't mind, do you? Apparently, I don't have the guts Mikai does. I wasn't able to tell him that I did mind. Fine. Shiraishi's face lit up in a bright smile. I turned so he didn't see me heave a sigh. Okay. So, what did you decide to do from this point forward? He asked me that as we walked out of the precinct. I gave him an honest answer. Everyone is already whispering about this, but I think there's an Adonis mole in the precinct. And you suspected it was me, right? Well, can you blame me? I don't know all that much about you. True. We didn't have any reason to interact before, so it's no surprise you don't. And, given your hypothesis that there is a mole undermining the investigation, what will you do next? Try to figure out who it is. You? By yourself? Don't bother. You scrawl all your thoughts across your face far too noticeably. Besides, if someone like you could out them, the mole would have been caught long ago. Yes, okay, I know that, but it's just too weird that the investigation is getting stonewalled so completely. If there's a mole on the force, it makes sense that an investigation would lag behind. Whoever they are may be well inserted, But if I can figure out who they are, that would be a big step towards solving the case. That, and they could know where Adonis's hideout is and the details of my caller. I figured I'd start by investigating those closest to me and work outwards from there. I wanted to solve each individual case, but I didn't have the skill or experience to dig up anything on them that others hadn't already. But I said what I could with firm conviction, and strangely, Shiraishi listened quietly. Did I sound too stupid for words, maybe? Wow, you actually have your own will. Huh? I had you pegged for the weak-willed type that just went with the flow. That's not a compliment, is it? I didn't know how to react hearing that from a person whose specialty was bucking the flow. Anyways, I'm going to let you guys go here. I hope you're enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!